Drunk Fish Gaming.
Right, welcome to Drunk Fish Gaming.
I'm Lord Jim the Fish,
And I'm Fighting Drunk.
and today's video is going to be orcs.
So, let's jump straight into it with Tromgar. Look at that beast of a shield. This guy looks like he's going to deal a lot of damage. Right, so his first ability, Crushing Blow. Deal 210% of physical damage to an enemy, a 35% chance to stun the target for a turn. So, stun on the basic, that is going to become
Awesome.
really useful with the rest of his kit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shield of the People. Tromgar assumes a defensive stance. Another use of the ability switches to an offensive stance. This effect cannot be prevented or removed. Changing stance applies taunt and counterattack for 2 turns. So the counterattack with that basic and the chance to stun is really going to hurt your opponent.
Yes.
Second Wind. Tromgar gains 2 regeneration stacks for 2 turns, removes all debuffs, and Tromgar recovers 10% health.
Brilliant for a tank.
So, chance for him to just gain his health back without
Yep.
needing a healer on the field. Right, passive ability, Veteran Tactician. When in defensive stance, physical armor increases by 30%. When in offensive stance, physical damage increases by 30%. So, depending on what you're trying to do, if you've got other tanks or defenders on the field, you could put him into a more attacking role. If you need to help the rest of your team survive, put him on the defensive and he'll survive longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the first option for a leader ability within the orcs. All allied orcs receive a 30% potency increase and a 30% tenacity increase. Whenever an allied orc inflicts a debuff on the enemy, all orcs recover 5% health for each debuff inflicted. So potency and tenacity is really going to help out with dealing out the stuns on his basic, something that...
And the fact that you then recover health on the stuns you then give out is just very useful.
Oh, he's going to be a bit of a pain, this guy. That's why I've got him quite leveled up.
Yeah. Okay, so next we have Rantha. So she has a nice beast,
Battle Poo.
the Battle Poo.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, so first basic ability is Furious Shot, so deals 240% of physical damage to an enemy and calls to assist Battle Poo if he's alive. So mild damage, relatively useful, but it's more about Battle Poo, to be honest.
Yeah.
So summons Battle Poo himself with Taunt applied to the Battle Poo, and 80% of Rantha's health and 50% of her damage as well. So only one Battle Poo can be summoned at one time. Using the ability will restore 50% of Battle Poo's health. So, in terms of your taunt, this is great because it's a character that's actually, you can die but can come back very quickly as well.
Yeah.
So it's always pretty much got a taunt on. Damage output from Battle Poo isn't very good, but
No,
it's
not
mainly
at all.
about just absorbing that damage for free, which is great.
Yeah. It's worth saying Battle Poo has 2 abilities himself. One is just a basic attack, not dealing huge amounts of damage, and the second is the chance to regain taunt.
Yes. So next is Hunter's Volley. So good way to shoot down a lot of people. So you shoots 8 damage at enemies, each dealing 80% of physical damage, and then as you get sort of towards the end of the battle as well, all that damage will then equate onto whoever's left.
It's great fun to watch.
Really good finisher.
Battle.
Yeah, really good finisher. So, old friend, so passive ability, while Battle Poo is alive, Rantha's physical and magical armor is increased by 30%. That's nice. It's a very friendly thing.
Nice little buff there.
Yeah. So, Might of the Clan's leadership ability. So, all the allies from the clans gain a 50% physical damage increase.
25%.
Oh, sorry, 25% physical damage. I can't read, it seems. And a 25% magical damage increase. So, all allied orcs gain 50% life steal for each
5%.
living orc in the... 5% life steal for each living orc in the party. All allied goblins gain a 10% critical damage increase for each living goblin in the party.
I like that.
And then all allies from the Pride gain a 5% tenacity increase for each living Pride character in the party. So this girl just helps everyone, no matter what team she's in.
It's very versatile leadership, and it's well worth investing in it at the start of the game.
Yep.
You can put her in most teams, and you'll get benefit out of it.
Yeah, so very much recommend her like, all the way through, especially from the
Yeah.
start as well. So yeah, as soon as you get her, just hence all the max stars that Fighting Drunk has on his character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although you're a bit lacking on the old runes there, you missed out. I think you need
Where?
to spend some money. You got a level 12 rune there. No, that's a bit,
Oh.
it's See, you need someone to look at your account once in a while just to like pick up on all the things you've missed.
Well, I don't see it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. On to the next orc.
So Corcoran, this guy has got a bear skin hat. Looks pretty good. I honestly thought he was going to be a healer, but he is just a mage.
Mm.
So lava boulder.
Lava, isn't it? Or lava?
Lava.
Lava up.
Deal 200% of magic damage to an enemy. Inflicts burning for 2 turns.
Quite useful.
Burning is nice. That's really going to help out. Going back to the goblins, if you put him in with an Amara and Thanessa combo, that is going to really benefit them as well. Storm, I could say this one. Deal 190% of magic damage to all enemies, so hurting everyone on the enemy team. A 50% chance to stun for 1 turn when dealing damage. That's quite an impactful ability. If he was to actually stun the whole enemy team, that's going to put you at a huge advantage. So definitely worth getting his runes into a place when he's going to land more of those stuns. Spectral Beast. Deal 360% of magic damage to an enemy. If the target is stunned and burned, all enemies will be dealt an additional 100% magic damage. So
Yeah, you want to get those stunned, burned people together, and then everyone else gets damaged.
yeah, make sure that you are targeting the right person so that you are dealing damage elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then fealty.
Damn these English words. Fealty is such a difficult thing
It's-
Fealty.
Fealty.
Yeah. We're going to have the
Passive
grammar
ability.
police on us. Seriously, it's not good.
Sorry, call me out on it.
Okay.
I know I'm
It's
doing
hilarious.
it wrong. Adds 30% to Corcoran's potency and an extra 5% for each living orc in the party. So another one just gaining benefits from being around a bunch of orcs.
Go up to what, 50%? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
good.
looks good.
Okay, so here we have Mar. A nice huge weapon. 3 weapons, in fact.
Right.
This will hurt. So deals 240 to 300% of physical damage to an enemy. So one of the stronger amount of physical damage.
Yeah.
But it is only on one person. I think at the start as well, it's not quite so strong. So
No.
yeah, it's a bit sort of at the start, really. So this will hurt real bad, which is deal 220% of physical damage to all enemies. If the ability deals at least 4 critical hits, its cooldown is reset. So you'll see a bit later on, I think, the chance to gain critical hits is good. So Rage gains a damage increase, a critical chance increase, and a critical damage increase for 2 turns. Recovers 50% of the turn meter. So start with that. Every battle,
That's
start with
quite nice.
yeah. So passive ability, ouch.
Missed.
Ouch! That really hurt. So Mar deals 1% more damage for each 2% of his missing health. So the more he's closer to death, the more painful he gets. And I suppose with that first attack, so it sort of synergizes near the end of the battle.
Yeah. So one thing that you could look at doing on this is making sure Mar has a significant amount of health and letting him actually lose some of that and not healing him up. That will then make sure he is dealing that little bit more damage.
Yeah. Make sure you
Okay.
have a tank so he doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mortha, the sort of witch doctor looking lady, I'd say. Do you think that's fair?
She's looking a little horny.
I see what you did there.
Yep. So bad.
That's terrible. This doesn't help now.
Well, talking about balls of lightning, yeah?
So Ball Lightning deal 200% of magic damage to an enemy, 50% chance to deal damage through a shield. So this
Yes.
means it will go direct to their health and not worry about the shield, though someone's going to have to come through and take that, especially if you're taking out a tank. Chain Healing. So heals the targeted ally by 400% of Mortha's magic damage, then chains the 2 2 lowest health allies and heal first ally by 300%, second ally by 200% of Morthar's magic damage.
So that's really good.
So if your team's getting a bit low, this is really going to start stacking up.
So you have
heals.
other healers that sort of deal a certain percentage across everyone, but then actually this actually really helps those that are really suffering, which is what you really want. Yeah.
Personal Curse deals 280% of magic damage to an enemy. Gives a random ally shield equal to 280% of Morthar's magic damage. So, chance to damage whilst helping out your team.
Yep.
And then Shamanism, the last one. I can do the complicated words.
But is that a real word? Shamanism?
I don't know.
I'm not sure it's a real word.
Well, it's on screen. It
Well, yeah.
can't be wrong.
Come on, let's check the dictionary. Someone tell us.
Yeah, tell us in the comments.
Yes, please.
So, Morthar gains a 10% magic damage increase for each living orc in the party. Again, another one that is just benefiting from being around orcs.
So, hard orc with a guitar and the sound pack.
He looks like a busker. So, I've seen people like this on the streets of London.
Yeah, it's good. It's good on the metro, yeah, on the tube, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So first ability, Punch in the Teeth. So it deals 240% of physical damage to an enemy, inflicts bleeding for 2 turns.
No.
So pretty good. Power Solo deals 200% of physical damage to all enemies, and a 70% chance to ability block for 2 turns. And I wish there was some form of sound that goes on when he does that, because that would be incredible.
That would be quite good.
That would be very tailored to the character. So Devil's Horns, which is so gains cheat death, regeneration, and a damage increase, and applies it to 4 allies for 2 turns. So that was really, really good in terms of buffs. Excellent.
Yeah.
No one can die.
Cheat death is really going to help when you're getting towards the end of a battle and your allies are just almost down.
Yep. So Wall of Sound. So Hardock removes 1 debuff from 4 random allies at the start of the turn. Great. So it's just cleansing the team. Is it start of the turn or his turn? Yeah, it must be the whole team's turn.
Start of the turn.
The turn, yeah. So that's Hardock.
Okay, and the last guy, the guy with the big coat.
More Doom. This is Scottish.
You never know. We don't know where these guys are from.
No.
Okay, so his first ability, Shadow Arrow, deals 260% of magic damage to an enemy and removes 2 buffs.
Middling.
Yeah, I like the buff removal. That can be quite good. Right.
This is good.
So, magic and monsters. This is quite a long one. Summon 2 demon henchmen with 50% of Mordoom's health and 80% of his damage. Oh.
This is not as long as you thought.
Looking at the level 6 editions, I thought it was going to be longer.
But no. So yeah, so just more characters, more damage.
Yeah, so kind of like Rantha, it would be interesting to see how it works, calling Battle Poo plus 2 of those to these, what was it, henchmen. Seeing how that works. Interestingly, Mordoom isn't actually that synergistic with orcs. He fits better in a demon party. That will come up in a minute. So, Rock's Curse. Is that Dwayne Johnson Rock? Or right, deals 400% of magic damage to an enemy, inflicts armor decrease, a tenacity decrease, slow, and a damage decrease, and a potency decrease, as well as ability block for 3 turns.
That's pretty debilitating as a curse, yeah.
Yeah, that's really going to take
Really
people.
good. Well, I mean, can you look a few levels up and just see how it develops? So then the first one,
So you gain an effect
each time you level up. You get
basically.
to 4 and it's level 5 and it's pretty good, and then 6 is just
It's just adding something every level.
That guy's good.
Okay, and his passive ability, Take the Inferno Seriously. Mordoom gains 10% tenacity and 10% potency for each living demon in the party. So, interestingly, not synergistic with the orcs themselves, really helping out the demons.
Yeah, so you'd have this guy in the party if you wanted to get the full stack of orcs to get those buffs, maybe. You've got other choices, but mainly focused on demons.
And that is all of the orcs.
So hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, hit the like button.
And if you want to see more factions, we'll be releasing more videos over the next few days. So hit the subscribe and the notification bell if you want to be one of the first to see.
Thank you very much. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.